This is a horrible look, not only on me, but on the director that just said this.
Whoa!
So, what we have to talk about today is Tim Miller, who directed the first Deadpool and the third one as well. And he's got some gripes about his paycheck. I would say that I have a feeling that I'm going to like completely go ballistic on him, but I've already read the article, and this will be a tapered down version of how ballistic I would have gone. So he says he got paid $225,000 for 2 years of work on the film. And his agent told him, dude, you make more on a Walking Dead episode. Let's go a little bit more into this before I absolutely blow a gasket on still complaining about a six-figure salary when you're only doing one thing and it took you 2 years to do it. Well, come on. Come on. Oh my goodness. This will probably be the thumbnail, to be honest, but so the Deadpool director Tim Miller recently told Collider of all places, really? That's where you want to say this and have this interview, that he wishes his deal in the film included a piece of the merchandising so that he could stuff his coffers more. Or also said that he could have made significantly more money on the 2016 superhero tentpole that launched a mega franchise for star Ryan Reynolds. There's so many things to unpack there. I don't think we have the time to go into it because I could go off for days on this. How much just how much does that equate to, Tim Miller, with how much you are getting paid to only produce one thing and it took you 2 years? Like, yeah, go ahead. I would gladly take that money, you selfish and never mind. Miller did not return to direct Deadpool 2 or Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, thank you. The original Deadpool movie, which marked its featured directorial debut, earned 782 million at the worldwide box office. Your directorial debut, you got paid $250,000 for it. It took you 2 years to make, and you're bitching about the money. Get the fuck out of my fucking face with this shit because you wanted more, because it became successful. It didn't become successful because of you. You did a decent job, but it was more the writing, and everyone was super hyped for Deadpool because it was finally one of those times where you could have like a gunslinger, not only in the physical sense, but also a gunslinger of the mouth on screen, and nothing was sacred. You guys might not know. Ooh, it might get spicy. Ooh, will it? But it's not really a profitable thing to be a first time director in Hollywood. And I'll tell you exactly, Miller told Collider, I got 225,000 to direct Deadpool. I know it sounds like a lot of money, but for 2 years' work, that's not a ton of money. It's not a profitable thing to be a first time director in Hollywood when your first time directing something is something as big as Deadpool. Are you freaking kidding me? This is like futures and stocks. I mean, that's all Hollywood is anyway. But also complaining about almost $250,000. There are things that I want to say that I can't say because the sheer audacity of this, the sheer audacity of bitching about this sum of money to put out one film, it just escapes me. It escapes me. Not that I'm not grateful. Oh, you are ungrateful because you spend it all. You probably spend it all on cocaine and hooker parties. I am grateful. That's the way it is because you're supposed to. When you're all right, let's call this dude out right here. That's the way it is because you're supposed to be grateful when you're a first time director. My agent said, dude, you make more on an episode of The Walking Dead. There are there's so much stuff to unpack that I don't even think we have the time for it right now. So let's just keep this as simple as possible. And I know I'm not wearing my normal sunglasses. You can see that my eyes are closed because I'm just trying to hold in my rage. Maybe you do make more per episode of something that's The Walking Dead. It's also an established franchise. whenever you did the first Deadpool, it wasn't established. You're also the difference between TV and cinema is completely different. Those markets work completely differently. How do you not understand this? You say you're grateful, yet you're bitching about it every single step of the way. And even to qualify, you're trying to qualify yourself. That's the way it is because you're supposed to. Because you're supposed to. When you're a first time director, you're not supposed to do anything good. Well, you made something good. So maybe you should be grateful for that. Maybe you should be grateful that anybody showed up. Maybe you should be grateful for the fact that you started a franchise that now has 3 movies in it and will possibly get more. Maybe you should be grateful for that. Maybe Hollywood should stop sucking its own cock all the time. Now, the rest of it is basically, and yes, I did misspeak earlier. He didn't direct Deadpool and Wolverine. The rest of this article kind of goes on to just talk about how it did at the box office and the way that it has been received. But Miller also told Collider in his interview that he has nothing but pride when it comes to the original movie, adding, I feel like every time I walk down the aisles there on the floor of that CCXP and I see all these Deadpool figurines, I think they wouldn't be there if he hadn't made the film. Yeah, he just wanted a little bit more money. He's a greedy little narcissistic Scrooge. And you can get out of my face with that. Deadpool and Wolverine was better than Deadpool 1. Fight me on that. I know that the storyline, you could pick that apart all day. But just because of this, just for the sake of this argument, which I know I will lose if we did an EFAP or like if Mahler came into my chat or anything like that, I know I would definitely lose this and I would end up agreeing with him. But just because of the way that this guy thinks about it, he was only thinking about the money. It's almost like a Lucasfilm kind of thing. Well, we're thinking about marketing, we're thinking about merchandising, and I want a cut of everything. You say you have nothing but pride, but in all actuality, all that you want is just a bigger cut of the pie. That is freaking despicable in my own view. But what do you guys think? This is Multifair on the GCA. We hope to see you later, and y'all have a great day or night, depending on where you are.